So I'm a PhD student in health economics, and we have team members from plant plant biochemistry, um, business, culture, and society. So it's a very diverse background in terms of disciplines. And working collaboratively um, is kind of the main drive for this project to be um, complete, because we have people bring in their knowledge from, for example, soil plantation, and we have people working in business development. We have people working in device development. So it's a really great team to work with. Right, so that's one thing we're trying to address is we're trying to extend our products beyond agricultural scope. We are trying to produce biomaterials that can treat wastewater and also used in bio fermentation. And that's really requires different expertise and knowledge in different areas. I think we received a lot of materials and feedbacks from the judge, and each phase just gave us new perspective. For example, we never thought about the technical circulation part of our products, and that's what we tried to incorporate in our solution as well. Yeah, something like that. That's really helpful for us to generate new ideas and better solutions in general. I think, for example, when we first created this solution, we aimed for small-scale farms. And in one of the feedback, they were asking, how would you make sure, how can you upscale your solutions to actually benefit or kind of small-scale farms? And that's made us to think, because we have very expensive upfront investment costs, and it's impossible for small-scale farmers to actually use our products and solution. And that's why we thought about, okay, maybe we can pool different resources for the communities in general. That's where we have this cotton farm case study that come through, and we were really lucky to find this site that are willing to cooperate with us. So yeah, that feedback was very influential, I would say. I think it's just a starting point for us to really try to see whether we can gain some or achieve some initial preliminary result, and later on, if it succeeds in the smaller regions, smaller areas, then because the technology is there, then it means we can scale it up to bigger region, to key agricultural region, and maybe sometimes in the future, maybe worldwide as well. What gives me hope is the technology, and that's also the core of our solution. And we believe that technology will drive the future of the world. And another thing is the awareness of all the social problems, like people are actually talking about it daily, like climate change, everything. I think it's brilliant. It's great to see all the great presentations all around the world, especially focusing in the underdeveloped regions and countries. I learned a lot during today's presentation, and for some social problems that I thought, okay, it's been a while in my country, but it exists in another country. So it's provoking, I would say. I would say go for it, 100%. I think we will definitely integrate integrate some feedbacks into our solution, and especially during tomorrow's forum. I think we will especially ask for how do we actually can what would be the best business model for our solution, like things like that. So I think for our project, when we started small, but we were really thinking big. We were looking at the global problems, but of course we cannot solve it at the very beginning, and it has to start from small scaled trials and solution and see whether it works. But that's the whole motivation for us to start our solution. We looked at the global problems first, and we think there's an urgent needs for improved solution. That's why we developed this solution.